one of the things that K Chill and Bobby and Archie said was that there was a lot of recordings, and as fans we often think that just those recordings are the only ones, but they said there a bunch of recordings got done. Some of them didn't get finished and didn't get released. Do you know of any of those recordings? Have you ever heard of that there was more Bone at that time recorded than what we've heard?
Yeah, absolutely. Because at the time, you didn't go in the studio and record an album. You went in the studio and recorded songs, and you found the songs that made sense for an album. So you could record, for every song that's on the Bone Enterprise project, there's probably 5 other songs that could have made it.
Wow.
And it just didn't cut it at the time. And somebody's sitting there, somebody has them on like the ADAT or something. But somebody has it. But yeah, it's definitely some more recordings out there.
K Chill, I think, is sitting on quite a bit of that, and then I believe Archie as well. Something that I had asked you about, and it goes hand in hand with the question I just asked. So John and I do a lot of research on the Faces of Death. I think the reason we do this is because it's the most mysterious part of Bone's legacy, I'd say, as fans, and it's what got us into it. So we have other fans send us things, and we received a package with a Mr. Money Loke CD in it, a original Bone Enterprise cassette, and it also had a Dre Bone album. And advertised inside of the Dre Bone album is something real big that we covered, and it's an advertisement that shows Bone Enterprise, Sons of Assassin, and it's funny because the catalog number is even like a 1999, and it's almost advertised like the intention was that it was gonna be released at that point. It's also shows under the releases Faces of Death, and I believe it also shows Mr. Money Loke, which we know got released at that time. Do you remember anything about the Sons of Assassin project? If it was going to be a follow-up album, if it was those unreleased tracks, do you remember anything about that?
It was going to be some unreleased tracks. So wow. we used other projects to promote other projects.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that happened. And we did that with Dre and I think Money Lokes too. But yeah, that was going to be another project with some like unheard of tracks. Because
wow.
if it had taken place, and I don't know if it had taken place because me and Kermit had parted ways at some point, and if it did take off, it'd be a pretty interesting project, because he would have taken some of the stuff that they had that no one has heard, and put it on that album and just put it out. And again, when you look at music and not having an artist that you have to pay royalties to, and you can just piggyback off of a name, your margins, your profit margins are huge.
Huge, yeah. Wow. That's amazing to hear that there was a follow-up project plan. That's the only place, even actually inside of the Mr. Money Loke CD, it doesn't reference this Sons of Assassin project. That Dre Bone place is the only place we've seen it, and it set the internet on fire in the Bone community as soon as we put this out. And a lot of people have been speculating just exactly what that meant. Some people thought that it might have just been a single because they had a song called Sons of Assassin. So it's crazy to hear that it was actually a planned follow-up project. Beyond the harmony for the fans we celebrate.